Hello, welcome to the channel. Got a quick watch unboxing today. Well, maybe it won't be quick, but I'll do my best. Got one of my favorite brands of all time, a Timex, and I know Timex gets a bad rap. Not sure why, but...
To Frank Stedman for 15 years of service. A Timex! A damn lousy $22 Timex!
So yes, historically, Timex has come across as being an affordable watch. Nothing special, but hey, I love that about Timex. Simple, dependable, and affordable. What's not to love? Shout out to the film head office. Best clip of that film, by the way. Gotta love Danny DeVito. All right, let's quickly jump onto the Timex official website just to take a look at the overview of the watch. Marlin Jet Automatic, 38mm, very much a throwback to the 60s there with the sizing. MSRP $319. The big calling card for this series is the Hezolite, the beautiful domed acrylic crystal that covers the whole front face of the watch. And some other cool features here, we do have a date window and 50-meter water resistance, as well as a very unique lug width of 19mm. So let's slip this one out of the box and let's take a closer look at our copy. We got our standard compliance company info as well as a 2025 date on the box, which is cool. So nice job on the packaging, but it's all about what's on the inside that counts. As I always say, social media call outs on the inside of the box. But let's get to this nicely packaged watch, and there it is, that beautiful, simple black dial with the gold elements to it. And great first impression there with that fabric watch band. As we pull out the watch, let's pull focus here and zoom in on this gorgeous classic timepiece that's nicely appointed aboard a pillow, and get that protective film off of that wonderful Hezolite acrylic domed crystal that is so distinct looking. It's crystal clear depending on the angle of view. But the great thing about this crystal is if you turn it a certain way, look at that sheen and distortion, almost sapphire-like quality of the glass. Love how it enshrouds the entire bezel there, encapsulates it. Got the etched Marlin, and just a very distinct looking classic watch that's screaming 60s to me with some modern elements. You look at that dial, it's got sort of a graphite industrial plastic look that is seamless at the chapter ring, and I do love that printed gold crosshair. And I love the colorway. The gold is not overdone. It rhymes very well with the black. As we continue to spin the watch around, looking at that brushed gold stainless steel, signed Jet logo on that push-pull crown that does have some nice looking detail. I love the fact that it is signed, and I love that turning detail there milled into the crown as well. And I don't know, is this a dress watch? Is it sporty? There's no lume applied that I can see, so that goes dress watch to me, but still, it just, that jet, it gives it sort of a sporty appeal. Got a nice hang tag here, pretty simple with the Timex logo and the UPC, and that's our first impression, and I am very impressed and very intrigued by this watch. And we do have a manual. I didn't think we did. That's so cool. Very nice that Timex is still giving you an owner's manual. This one's pretty generic. It's not really relevant to this particular movement. It's talking about batteries and such. This is an automatic watch, but it's nice to see that Timex is throwing in some paperwork. This watch does come with a 1-year warranty. So A+ to Timex on the overall presentation and packaging with this beautiful watch. Let's do a quick spin around with this fabric woven cotton-like NATO band that does have a nice signed polished buckle. There are no holes for the buckle system, just goes right through the fabric, and do have gold keepers that give it sort of a sporty vibe. And again, the gold is not overstated, just very simple, but in no way boring. There's some really cool elements to this watch the more you dig into it. And we haven't even gotten this thing off of the pillow yet to take a look at the movement, which we're about to do. So let's check out the crown and how it actuates this three-handed movement here. The first stop of the crown will set the date. If we pull it all the way out, we are hacking the second hand. And then a little bit of a counterintuitive movement as we roll the crown counterclockwise to advance the hands clockwise. It's a very straightforward operation here on this self-winding automatic movement. Let's push in the crown all the way, and now we've resumed our timekeeping as you see that second hand sweep with this awesome hackable self-winding automatic movement that should prove to be very accurate as long as you keep moving. All right, finally, let's get the dismount underway. We're almost 5 minutes in. I got to get this thing off the pillow. And it feels very lightweight, as does this strap, which is made of Perlon, which is a man-made synthetic, water-resistant, rope-like fabric that should hold up over time, and it should be pretty comfortable. It feels nice and light and very soft. All right, let's get this NATO strap out of the way and get a closer look at the case back, which is exhibition case back here, exposing that 21 joule self-winding movement. And it looks like we've got some plastic film on there. Let's see if I can get that off of there to get a closer look at just some of the detail. And nice touches there with that screw-on case back and exhibition glass, the jet call out, and that exposed rotor with the Timex branding on it. Pretty straightforward stuff, but a good looking movement nonetheless. Like I said, the more you dig into this watch, the more cool details you're going to find. It's looking to be so much more than just that plain looking dressy watch, 3-hand Datejust timepiece, and I'm loving the details. So dig in as much as you want to, or just let it be what it is. It's just an awesome watch that has a wonderful presence and, dare I say, presentation. In this day and age, in the age of the smartwatch, it's so cool to have a physical mechanical watch that you can hold and touch and feel, as opposed to a computer rendering graphic or cartoon of a watch. It's the real thing. There, I said it. Mentioned our band and lug width is 19 millimeter, very unique there. And let's go confirm our case size, which is 38 millimeter without the crown. Lug to lug, we are pushing just over 44 millimeters, just over 13.5 millimeters, as I'm trying my best not to scratch that beautiful acrylic, which is polishable in theory, but I still want to keep this thing looking beautiful as long as I can. Let's get our strap routed back through and get one more close-up view of this cool Marlin Automatic, and I am very impressed with the Jet series, and there's a lot of different versions of this watch that can be gotten, and I'll definitely be checking more of these out in the future. Very impressed so far, and can't wait to check out some other copies, but the Jet series is for real, and I love what it's about. It's a neoclassic. It's a modern spin on a 60s throwback watch style of a bygone era that you can still obtain and acquire and participate in, at least aboard the wrist, and I plan on visiting more copies of these watches in the near future. All right, let's get this thing on wrist. I'm doing this video a little bit backwards today because I am doing my wrist check. It is my G-Shock GAB 2100. Awesome analog digital, great watch, but it's going to have to step aside for some Timex. And I love my Casios, but also that Timex brand has been in my life for as long as I can remember. And let's just do a quick side-by-side while I got the watch here, just to give you the size perspective. This 38 millimeter Timex lining up with our 45.5 millimeter roughly width of a G-Shock, and just give you a little bit of perspective on the sizing of these watches before we get it on the wrist. That's a pretty good 2-watch collection right there. I'm just saying, Casio and Timex together. That's a winning combo. All right, finally, dude, you're getting the thing on your wrist. It's only 8 minutes into the video. And let's see how this woven fabric watch strap feels. And it's very lightweight. It already feels like it's already broken in. It feels very pliable and comfortable. And there are no holes, so it's just wherever you want to insert the tongue pin, it goes right through the fabric. And you have essentially endless options for micro adjustment with this cool little strap. And I'm all in. This watch feels amazing. It's so lightweight. I forgot to mention how much this thing weighs. It's only 60 grams or just under 2.2 ounces. So you're not even going to notice this thing on your wrist. It's so light, but it's got a great presence on the wrist. And this woven fabric is better than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be itchy and not comfortable. It feels great. It's lightweight. And like I said, micro adjust away. And I'll try that right now. So very nice, very pleasantly surprised with this setup. That said, this thing's screaming for a leather band, and I don't know, I'm definitely going to be picking up some bands for this. I got to find some 19 millimeter watch bands to complement this cool watch. So the watch looks amazing and it feels incredible, and I'm so happy with this purchase. And full disclosure, I did purchase this with my own money and am completely impressed with what I'm seeing with the Marlin Jet Automatic. There are some quartz versions of this that I plan on checking out, but so cool to see this neat design. And the gold looks better than I thought it would. I love the black dial and can't wait to try more copies of this series for sure.
Several days later.
All right, future me here, and I did find a watch band on Amazon. It's a 19 millimeter leather, black with gold accents that should complement our watch perfectly. Let's get this thing aboard and get it on wrist. Real simple to install these bison straps with the captured quick release spring bar, and this is safely attached, and it looks amazing. It's got a nice thick padding to it, real nice, beautiful stitched leather with the gold buckle and leather keepers, and this looks like a perfect match. But how does it feel? It feels a little firm, but I'm sure it's going to break in nicely. Let's go ahead and get this thing attached and see how it rides. And as I suspected, it feels great. It's comfortable and it looks awesome. And I love the versatility. You know what? With this bison strap, you've changed the overall look of the watch. You can make it a more dressy, more formal watch, or you can sport it up with some other strap options if you dig into some of the other NATOs. So just getting started with this Marlin, but very excited for the purchase and highly recommend. Please let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe as always, and thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.